Hello everyone, I am Srisha. Welcome back to Creative Math 07. In my previous video, we learned how to find the mean using the direct method. If you haven't watched it yet, be sure to check it out. Today, in this video, we will be exploring how to find the mean using assumed mean method. Let's get started. But before we jump into solving problem, let's first go through what is the assumed mean method and the steps involved in the assumed mean method. Assumed mean method is a shortcut technique used for calculating the mean of a set of data, particularly when the data values are large or when working with grouped data. The main advantage of this method is that it simplifies calculation by reducing the need to deal with large numbers. In the assumed mean method, we choose an arbitrary value from the data and assume it as the mean. We then calculate deviations from this assumed mean and use these deviations to find the actual mean. Now let us see the steps to find the mean using the assumed mean method. Step 1. Find the class marks, also known as midpoints. For each class interval, calculate midpoints. To calculate the midpoint, we use the formula class mark is equal to upper class limit plus lower class limit divided by 2. You can label this column as xi. Step 2. Choose an assumed mean. Pick a convenient number from the midpoints. Label it as a, which is called as assumed mean. This can be the middle value or any number close to it. Step 3. Find the deviations. For each class mark, subtract a to get the deviation. The formula for deviations is di is equal to xi minus a, where xi is the class mark and a is the assumed mean. Step 4. Multiply the deviations by the frequency. For each class, multiply the frequency fi and deviation di. Step 5. Find the sum of all frequencies, that is summation fi. Step 6. Find the sum of all deviations, that is summation fi di. The formula for assumed mean method is x bar is equal to a plus summation fi di divided by summation fi. Now let us see an example. The table below gives the percentage distribution of female teachers in the primary schools of rural areas of various states and union territories of India. Find the mean percentage of female teachers by using assumed mean method. So let's calculate mean by using assumed mean method. First, consider the percentage of female teachers and label it as x. Next, consider the number of states and label it as fi. Now, we need to find the midpoints for our third column. To find the midpoints, we use the formula upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. So here we have 25 plus 15 divided by 2. That is 40 divided by 2, which is 20. 35 plus 25 by 2, 45 plus 35 by 2, 55 plus 45 by 2. Similarly, you can find the midpoints for the remaining class intervals. This will be our new column, that is xi. Now we have to choose an assumed mean from the xi column, that is from the midpoints. Here I have chosen assumed mean as 50. A is equal to 50. Now we need to create a column for deviations. To find the deviations, subtract assumed mean, that is a, from the midpoints, that is xi. So if you observe, the first midpoint is 20. So you have to subtract 20 minus 50. If you have a positive sign and a negative sign, you have to choose the operation subtraction. Subtract 50 minus 20, which is 30. Put the sign of the larger number. Here 50 is the larger number and it has a negative sign. So the result is minus 30. 30 minus 50 minus 20, 40 minus 50 minus 10, 50 minus 50 0, 60 minus 50 10. Similarly, you can find the remaining deviations. This will be our deviations column, that is di. Now we have to multiply the frequencies with deviations, that is fi with di. So if you observe, 6 into minus 30, that is minus 180, plus into minus is minus, 11 into minus 20, that is minus 220, 7 into minus 10, that is minus 70, 4 into 0, 0. Similarly, you can calculate the remaining. This will be our new column, that is fi di. Now, find the sum of all frequencies. If you add all the values in the frequency column, you will get 35. That is summation fi is equal to 35. Now, we have to add the values in fi di column to get summation fi di. You can add all the negative values and put a negative sign before the result. Here the result will be minus 470. You can add all the positive values the result you will get is 110. If you have a positive and a negative sign, we have to subtract. Subtract 110 from 470. The result will be 360. Put the sign of the larger number. Here 470 is the larger number. So minus 360 will be the answer. So summation fi di will be minus 360. Now we have assumed mean a equal to 50. Summation fi is 35. Summation fi di is minus 360. We need to substitute all these in the formula. The formula for the assumed mean method is x bar is equal to a plus summation fi di divided by summation fi. So substitute all the values. X bar is equal to 50 plus of minus 360 divided by 35. X bar is equal to 50 plus into minus is minus 360 divided by 35. So you have to take LCM, that is 35. So 50 into 35 minus 360 divided by 35. So x bar is equal to 50 into 35, that is 1750 minus 360 divided by 35. X bar is equal to 1750 minus 360, you will get 1390. So x bar is equal to 1390 divided by 35. If you divide 1390 by 35, you will get 39.71. So x bar is equal to 39.71. The mean percentage of female teachers in the primary schools of rural areas is 39.71. I hope you found this video helpful. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more.